Hello everybody, this is Trasnari. We're back with Let's Play Trilby's and Doubts. When we last finished the last video, we had just seen the death of Mabuta, who had carved the idol that now houses John Defoe's soul. Take paper. I recognize it as being from the same source as the one under the painting in the lobby. Victim 4, the slave. The fourth man who desired judgment was the slave who had not been brought Freehorn's message, and who tormented the word that was the prince's soul with a sharpened blade. The prince came to him, and he struck the slave down, and he knew the name of the king. And the prince said, Not one of your house shall leave alive, slave, for thrice now have I brought my warning, and any who still fail to heed it shall be named as fool, and judged most unworthy in our sight. Okay? Now, the crate said O'Malley, so let's try and talk to Siobhan. Open door.
Finally, Ive. Oh, it's you, Terry. I thought you might have been the serving staff at last.
Talk to man about Siobhan. Where's Siobhan?
She said she was going to have a drink. I keep telling you it's not right for a girl who hates drink so much. What do you young people do today?
Fine, nobody cares. Go away. Open door. Mr. Rowby, have you seen any of the hotel staff anywhere? I'm afraid not. Perhaps they go to bed early in these parts. Talk to Siobhan about shipping. Do you know anything about your history of your family? I wouldn't be much of a history student if I didn't, now would I? I've researched my family tree as part of my diploma. That's ideal. I appreciate this may sound like an odd question, but trust me when I say it is important. Did your family run a shipping company in the late 18th century? That is an old question. But I do remember reading something about O'Malley shipping. I'll have to check my notes. I left them in my book bag. Could you meet me in my room about 5 minutes? I'm in 2A next to a bed. Certainly. I'll see you there then. Okay, we've got our lead. Plus we get to be in a room alone with Siobhan. Bow chicka wow wow. Let's avoid that painting like the plague. Let's see. Lobby floor. 4-1. Could you walk any slower, Trilby? On second thought, please don't answer that, because I know you probably could. Yeah, I thought so. 2A. Open door. Come in, please, Terry. Do you have the papers? Must you always get right down to business? Come and sit down. Let's talk. Oh, boy. How are you feeling? We were a little worried about you. I have these moments of illness. What do you want to talk about? Defoe Manor. Oh. It kind of interests me. I was really into it, the media coverage of the incident at the time. This client of yours, the one who wants a figurine, what does he know about it? Well, he has an interest in the occult, and there's some nonsense story going around about it. Something about the idol being a vessel for an evil ghost. I really wasn't paying too much attention to it, really. Really? I don't remember hearing about that in any of the reports. No, you wouldn't have. It wasn't that widely. Have you heard the story that Trilby was in the house? I could feel a cold sweat drooling down my spine. Every fiber of my being was concentrating on not giving any outward sign of alarm as Siobhan spoke my secret name with wide-eyed enthusiasm. No one believes it, but Simone Taylor insisted it was true right up until, well, you know. She says he saved her from the house. I think that's a little far-fetched. That's exactly what a bed says. He says a ghost is one thing, but just throwing Trilby into it just makes it seem silly. Truth be told, I don't think a bed believes in Trilby any more than he does ghosts. He's so grounded in reality. Sensible attitude. Have you always been an antique dealer? Siobhan, please, I came here to talk about... Let me put it another way. Have you ever been an antique dealer? I knew it. The outfit, the hat, Terry Railby. You're him. You were in the foul manor. And now you've come here to finish off the ghost. Siobhan, I always knew there was something else. In this world there was something bitter, something glamorous just below the surface. Will you take me with you? Listen to me. There is nothing glamorous about what I do. I live in shadows that threaten to consume me every single day. And if you pursue this any further, you're going to walk straight into one. What are you talking about? There is something extremely dangerous in this hotel. I don't know what it is, but... Oh God, no! Ugh. You suck, Trilby. Demon! Push! Falcon kick! Siobhan was out cold but uninjured. She would probably be safe on her bed while I continue my investigation. Look, Siobhan. I consider myself lucky that I was not as skilled in non-combat as I thought. Okay, I think we'll save here. Look. Backpack. It was a perfectly ordinary student's backpack for carrying books and personal possessions. Look for papers. I stared blankly. Search backpack. Under the circumstances, Siobhan probably wouldn't mind. There are only a few textbooks, a half-empty water bottle, and a large folder marked O'Malley Family History. This, I decided, was my quarry. I flipped through the pages until I reached the information relevant to the 18th century and read my discoveries out loud. The Liverpool-based O'Malley Shipping Company ran for 3 generations of a family in the mid to late 18th century until the loss of one of their clippers drove them into complete bankruptcy. The owner at the time, Jacob O'Malley, placed the blame somewhat irrationally on the shipping crate, which the family legend alleged to be haunted, and at that time the ship had been on. Yes. It goes that a strange young man came to the carpenters at the Liverpool dockyards with a very expensive-looking harpsichord, which he insisted to be smashed up and the wood used for whatever purpose the carpenter desired. He refused to leave until the instrument had been utterly broken into its component parts in front of his eyes and the wood sent to be made into crates for O'Malley Shipping. When pressed for his name, the man identified himself as Jack Frehorn. Should probably remember that now. The Rooms of Jack Frehorn, July 28th, AD 1778. So, what trifle have you been wasting your father's money on now, Jack? What does it look like? It looks like a virginal. It's a harpsichord, really, in the Flemish style. Yep. Bip bip J.O. Quite old, quite expensive. Well, I suppose I should be grateful that something has distracted you from the occult for once. I fear you may be speaking too soon, my friend. Oh God, I should have known. You and your silly obsession. So, what devilry inhabits this magnificent instrument? The instrument as a whole is for the most part untainted by the ethereal realm, but its keys are what sparks my interest. Usually they have been carved from centuries-old oak. And that's the interesting part. I will not be disheartened by that sharp tongue of yours. It's like a rapier. The wood has gone through many incantations before incorporated into this device. Items of furniture, building material. In fact, just over 200 years ago, it was part of a wall. A wall of a certain inn on a well-travelled road in Wales. The unicorn? I'm so pleased you remember. I could hardly forget the way you have been obsessing quite heartily over it of late. Your correspondent persists that filling your head with rubbish about ghosts and demons. I count myself very lucky to have tracked down even a small piece of that hostelry. I know I've already told you some of the wonderful stories attached to it, and this instrument has had its fair share of mysterious happenings. The usual batch of strange noises, sudden madness, and inexplicable deaths. Say sense, my friend. The curiosity of yours for all things ungodly has no doubt already befouled your immortal soul. You are a fine fellow, Wilbur, but you have not a drop of romance in your body. Now stop browbeating for my inquiring mind. Let us take dinner, my sweetheart. Bow chicka wow wow. That night, Jack was stirred from his bed by the sound of music emanating from his new instrument. He first thought anger, mostly because the harpsichord was an antique and never intended to be played. But then he listened to the haunting melancholy too, felt his stomach roll with inexplicably with fear. What? Who's down there? Wilbur, is that you? Okay, we'll save the game for now. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Trascanari saying, let's play Trilby's Notes. Goodbye.